Next Pat's podcast, Phil Perry breaks down his latest Patriots 7-round mock draft. PFF's senior analyst Mike Renner on players to look for in the draft. Listen and subscribe. 1 o'clock, Phil Perry breaks down his first 4 picks in his Patriots 7-round mock draft. 11 o'clock, Phil Perry is joined by Mike Renner, senior analyst at Pro Football Focus. Mike gives some of his favorite players in this year's draft. 1700, Mike Renner gives some players that the Patriots could target, and how they could help the team. 27:00, Phil Perry breaks down the later round picks for the Patriots in his mock draft. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the Celtics easily on your device. Bill Belichick was born to be a football coach. He learned the game at a young age from his father, an assistant coach at Navy, soaked up its nuances as a player through college, then immediately began his NFL coaching career in 1975. But what was his message to protege Nick Saban as head coach of the Cleveland Browns? Coach less. Here's Saban, who spent 4 years as Belichick's defensive coordinator in Cleveland from 1991 to 1994, at an Alabama press conference Thursday explaining a valuable lesson the New England Patriots coach once taught him. Hat tip to our Tommy Curran for sharing. Nick Saban with a quick story about getting chewed out by Bill Belichick for coaching too much. His message to Saban: let the players play. The mantra of ABC, always be coaching, can hinder players' ability to succeed on game day. Movie camera at Insider. Pic.twitter.com/RectateEchoSheep. Danny Schechter Eagle, at Coach The Shack. April 4, 2019. Sometimes players are kind of depending on that reinforcement all the time in practice, Saban began. In a game, there's no coach out there. I coached like that when I was an assistant. We'd have a scrimmage at the Cleveland Browns, and Belichick would chew my butt out, man. He'd say, let the players play, and I was like, wow. I've never had my butt chewed out before for coaching and teaching. Yet Belichick's message, that there is such thing as too much coaching, and that players must learn to execute on their own, apparently stuck with Saban, who since has shared it with his Alabama staff. I have to say the same things to our coaches now. Because there's a time when you've just got to let the players play. Because in the game, they've got to know what to do, they've got to know how to do it, they can't depend on somebody else to make a call for them. They can't depend on somebody else to recognize things for them. So, we actually do stuff in practice now. When we do team, I make the coaches get off the field, make the calls, let the players play. Belichick's point is a great one, and it's partially why the Patriots coach appears so stoic on the sideline. Sometimes the best lessons are the ones you don't need to vocalize. Belichick recently was spotted chatting it up with Saban at Alabama's Pro Day, so perhaps the two reminisced about the story Saban told Thursday. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the Celtics easily on your device. The Arizona Cardinals' cat is out of the bag, but they're apparently doing their best to control the narrative. The Cardinals and head coach Cliff Kingsbury seem set on taking Oklahoma quarterback Kyler Murray No. 1 overall in the 2019 NFL Draft, fueling speculation they'll attempt to trade last year's No. 10 pick Josh Rosen, and that the New England Patriots may be interested. According to Bleacher Report's Matt Miller, Arizona already has received offers for Rosen, but is trying to drive up the quarterback's price tag as the draft draws near. One AFC executive told me this week the Cardinals have received at least 2 offers for Rosen, but want to save face and get as close to a first-round pick as possible. Said the exec, they're hoping the closer to the draft we get, some team is going to realize they will miss out on Dwayne Haskins or Drew Lock. Or just remember that Rosen is better than either of them. And pony up a late first-rounder. The Patriots reportedly are very interested, acquiring Rosen as the heir apparent to 41-year-old QB Tom Brady. Even if they're not totally convinced, the Cardinals will trade him. Oh, and the Pats happened to have a late first-rounder in the number 32 overall pick. But would New England really part with a first-round pick to trade for a player who wouldn't see the field in 2019? Bill Belichick and co. have more pressing needs to address, so it seems more likely they'd angle the 56th overall pick, and potentially add an additional pick or two as a sweetener for Rosen and stand pat if the Cardinals balk at the offer, especially considering there are plenty of QB prospects in this year's draft to consider. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the Celtics easily on your device.